persuasive oratory that is called "Pro-Life is Not Anti-Women's Rights." Numbers are very important to Americans. Numbers determine how we run our lives and the decisions we make. We care about the number of representatives we have in Congress. We care about the percentages we are taxed on incomes. We care about the fluctuations in the stock markets that affect our investments. And we keep up with the number of troops that are in Iraq fighting for our freedom. But how many of us know the number of innocent children killed each year by abortion? How many of us are aware of the atrocities occurring all around our nation, even at this moment? How many of you know that since the Roe v. Wade trial, over 49,551,700 children have been killed? Well, this number is not one to be proud of. It is the truth and must be shared. Abortion has killed almost 50 million lives. But in order to continue the pro-life battle, we must understand why pro-life is not anti-women's rights. When it comes to life, it's a child, not a choice. We must stop this horrendous crime now before it's too late. The problems with abortion are severely underestimated. Aside from moral and ethical issues, the cost of abortion has risen over the past decade, putting pressure on Congress for more funding. The proposed health care bill cannot possibly support all the abortion clinics and needed counseling without putting pressure on taxpayers for more funding. The cost of abortion is only another addition to our national debt that is not helping anyone. Another problem with abortion are the long-term effects. Women who want to have an abortion often do not realize the long-term dangers and consequences. Studies of thousands of women have shown that these consequences are not short-lived. Abortion is considered a right today, but my question concerns the other person involved in an abortion, the unborn child. Does he not have rights? Clearly, the principles of abortion destroy the worth of a human life by giving the mother the right to terminate that life at any point. While the government may not call it murder, abortion is nothing else, murder, but without consequence from the law. There are many factors that affect the numbers of abortions today. The first factor is our culture. Teen pregnancies are on the rise, and why, you may ask? Because our role models and leaders consider purity to be a thing of the past. If we can eliminate or at least decrease the temptation for teenagers to become pregnant, the numbers in abortion will also decrease. Another factor in the number of abortions are the victims of rape and abuse. Those who are victims of such traumatic situations often consider abortion to be the only way out. However, they, and so many other women, fail to recognize the long-term dangers. Victims of rape and abuse should be clearly shown the alternatives, such as adoption or foster care, before they make a decision to have an abortion. Too often, women, especially in emotionally draining situations like abuse, see abortion as the only way out. Abortion is a supposed solution to undesirable pregnancies. The entire court case, Roe v. Wade, was decided in favor of abortion on the terms that it was a positive addition to women's health care. However, before it was legalized, women's rights groups argued that abortion was a safe procedure that was only simply encouraging stereotypical planned families. However, in recent years, research has been done by both the pro-life and pro-choice persuasions. The results are overwhelming. Not only are the rates for depression and physical complications very high, but also nearly 20% of women must suffer from severe complications after an abortion. Reconception rates are also much lower for women who receive an abortion, and complications during pregnancy are 300% more likely. The only positive relief, the only positive reaction has been relief, and it is certainly only temporary. Does this sound like a safe and healthy procedure that the women of America are dealing with today? I think not. Furthermore, after a mere 3 weeks after their decision, 60% of women expressed negative emotion. and 10% were diagnosed with nervous and serious psychiatric disorders. Psychological effects include a period of paralysis or numbness immediately after an abortion. During that state, women's emotions are limited, and they find it difficult to express themselves. After this period of shock, 55% of women expressed guilt. 44% were diagnosed with serious disorders. 36% experienced sleep disturbances, and 31% expressed regret. As you can tell, the negative emotions far outweigh the positive, and this is why I stand up today. Women, especially teenagers, do not see a life as a person. They see it as a responsibility that is going to take time in their lives away from their family, careers, and school. The horrendous crime of abortion must be stopped, but government only concerns it as a public health issue when over 51% of Americans proclaim pro-life beliefs. As a Christian, my moral and ethical beliefs of personhood and God's special design and plan stop me from even considering abortion as the right choice. However, our nation's policies do not have the same thoughts. They only think of that it is a safe procedure to women. But as you can tell from the statistics, the information should not be. By ending abortion, we can save 1.4 million babies per year. Not only this, but the money that goes to abortion funding can be used for better adoption agencies and orphanages. Also, women can be shown the alternatives before making a decision. Also, women's health and women's rights will also be preserved. Knowing all these statistics can influence you now, but that is not my goal is to get people motivated now to take a stand, to go out of this room, to go out of this school, to go out into the communities, and to behave pro-life. Not just to call yourselves pro-life, but to act it out. Write to your government, rally with pro-life groups, support pro-life organizations through donations and prayer. I am motivated just because of the sole number of beautiful children killed each year by this horrendous crime. I hope that each and every one of you can also take this to mind. In order to continue the pro-life battle and realize that pro-life is not anti-women's rights, we must remember, being pro-life does not save babies.